Welcome again, YouTubers. This is Sheldoc's channel, and in this video, I will talk a little about protecting your sensors and how you can protect them. Now, this is my three-cylinder vehicle, Toyota Vitz, and a lot of times we ignore the fact that we create some kind of problems for our vehicle, because sometimes we have a lot of engine vibration or engine hesitation, and we wonder how these things are happening, and we sometimes create the problem because we do not take care of the vehicle in the way we ought to take care of it. And I'm going to talk specifically about protecting your sensors and designs that the manufacturer of the vehicle itself put in place in order to protect the sensors, especially in the engine bay compartment. Now, sensors are all over the place in the engine. We have a transmission sensor that is down here, and we have our sensor, another sensor here, and all over the engine you have different sensors that are around and on the engine. Around the back we have the throttle body and the throttle body sensor that is inside here. And if one of the major problems that we may have with these sensors is that if water should touch them or cover them or go into them, we are going to have issues with these sensors. It may not come as something that will happen immediately, but over time we will find out that these sensors will start to malfunction, and when they malfunction they will start to give all sort of problems with the engine not running properly. The engine is vibrating, all sort of problems that will develop because the sensors are not sending the correct information to the ECM to have good evaluation of the engine performance. Now, how can you protect these sensors? One of the major problem is that the mechanisms that are in place by manufacturers, for example, we have a plastic that is down here. Now this plastic right here, it prevents the water from the wheel well from being splashed up into the engine bay, and this plastic here, it provides that guard from the water. We also have some plastic that lines the bottom of the vehicle here, so the same plastic that lines down here, and this plastic prevent water from splashing up in this direction, so the water will run freely underneath here whenever the rain fall, but it will prevent the water from splashing up from in this direction. So water run freely but prevent it from splashing up on the engine. And this plastic lines the base down here. Here it is again, and it lines the bottom of the vehicle up to this point here, and here it is. So it prevent water from splashing onto the engine and getting on your sensors. It also is above the wheel well that is under here. Alright, so this is the plastic, the wheel well plastic. I'm pushing down on it now, and this is very important because it prevents water from splashing up in this direction, especially when you are driving through water and the wheel is turning very fast. Water will definitely come up through here into the engine bay if this plastic right here is damaged. So you have to ensure that these plastics are in good condition to avoid water splashing up into your engine bay. And on the other side of the vehicle, the same plastic is there. So the plastic here, Let me see if I can get a better view of it. Yes, here it is. Oh, go down here to there. So here's the plastic, and this also protects this side of the wheel from splashing up the water into the engine bay. And you can also check under the vehicle up here to ensure that the plastic is in good condition, going right down, and you can check it from under here to see if there's any tear in the plastic to cause water to come up into your engine bay. Now this is a major issue because a lot of times when we are driving, we may come upon a bump or some kind of stone, especially those who live in a stony area, or maybe just run over something that will hook on the plastic and tear it. So whenever it hook on the plastic and tear it, it tears off a section of it, and that will allow water to splash up into the engine bay and damage these sensors. As I said before, the issue may not come up right away after the water splash up into the engine bay, but over time when these sensors start to react to the water that is inside of them, it is going to eventually cause problem. And another thing, when the rain fall and you have a lot of water on the road, if you realize that you have to drive through this water, it is best if the water is about 1.5 foot deep, it is best if you park your vehicle, wait until the water subsides to the point where you can drive through it before you drive into this water. Because if you notice, majority of these vehicles, they are low, and because of this, the water now can get further up into the engine compartment. And if you look at the height of this vehicle right here, this is the ground and this is the vehicle. So my hand is basically touching the ground and touching the bottom of the vehicle, so it is very low. And because of this, if you drive through water height up to 1.5 foot high, it will definitely bounce against your engine on the lower section. And if it bounces against the engine, as you drive through it, the water will definitely come in contact with these lower sensors that are down here. And once it come in contact with the sensors, over time that water will penetrate through the sensor and eventually start causing problems. And you will notice those problems coming up more and more frequently as the water penetrates the sensors. The sensors may not at the time give faulty records, but over time the sensor will start to give faulty records, and this causes a lot of problems with the vehicle because the sensor is not reading the information from the vehicle as good as it should to feed it to the computer, so that the computer can give you a better response, and it slows the information going to the computer, so that there is a delay between the sensor and the computer, and therefore give the vehicle a bad response and causing all sort of problems, especially engine vibration and delays in pressing your accelerator pedal to the engine accelerating. So it is important that you avoid water getting up into the engine compartment, whether through the wheel wells, and because of the damage of the plastic on the wheel wells, causing water to be splashed up into your engine bay, or driving through heavy high water which cause the water to come up into your engine bay and damage your sensors. So these are important things that you have to take note of when you're driving your vehicle, and ensure, even in these areas, if you notice, There are plastic here, and these plastic also prevents the water from running off your bonnet here onto the area into your engine bay. So you see the extent to which manufacturers go to try and protect your engine and your engine sensors from water. Also, again, washing your engine, power washing your engine is an issue. You should not power wash your engine even if your engine is dirty and full of grease. Mine may have a little grease here and there, but in a case like this it is not necessary to power wash your engine. But if you're one of those clean fanatics who love to see your engine extremely clean, it is best you get a bucket with some dishwashing liquid and a good cloth, and each time you're going to wipe the areas of the engine, you ensure that that cloth is clean and is damp, not wet, damp. And it should not have water dripping from it, because water dripping may get into your sensors. So as the cloth is damp, you use it to wipe different areas of the engine, and as it becomes clean, you wash back your cloth and re-wipe that section of the engine. And this is a good way of getting your engine clean. Do not power wash your engine. That is not recommended, because all the sensors are there and they are very sensitive devices, and if water gets into them, the water will give you or cause it to give you bad readings, and it will cause your vehicle's engine to malfunction. So please remember these tips. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and have yourself a nice time.